Good afternoon, students. Only two paragraphs are left uh, from your chapter Deep Water. See, basically, while dealing with this chapter, the main things, the main points that you have to remember is during his childhood, two incidents had happened which made Douglas fearful of water. First incident was when he went to California beach with his father. He was merely 3 to 4 years of old. After say 5 6 years, when he was maybe 10 11 years old, he decided to overcome that fear of water. He went to YMCA pool. Then that incident had happened where there was a matter of his life and death, so that he had that haunted fear that gripped his mind, that gripped all his other activities. He could not do other activities whatever was related to water, be it swimming, canoeing, boating, fishing. So he decided to have a trainer. With his trainer, he had a very rigorous practice, continuous practice, started in October, ended in next year April. Though still he was not confident, because he thought that when the instructor was with him, maybe he was able to swim in the lake to and fro, back and forth. But maybe when he was all alone in the pool or in the lake, would he be able to do that? This is what he wanted to win over, and he did that. He went to different types of lakes, many rivers have been mentioned in this chapter. Don't get confused with those names, students. Okay, just go through the chapters, and I have already told you that these are the names. Next paragraph also deals with different names where he went, and I told you that terror has been personified also. And then he says that when he was in between water, the old sensation returned in miniature, in small portion. I laughed and said, well, Mr. Terror, what do you I laughed and said, well, Mr. Terror, what do you think you can do to me? It fled and swam on. It fled, it here again refers to terror, that fear. It fled, and then finally he thought that yes, he has won over his fear. Yet I had residual doubts. He thought that yes, maybe residual doubt. See this word residual, underline it. Residual here means that remaining part. When the main part and the main thing has left and the something in less quantity is remained, that is called residual. So yet I had residual doubts. At my first opportunity, I hurried west, went up the Tieton to Conrad Meadows. See, meadows basically means grassland, but Conrad Meadows means there was a river. Okay. Uh, Up the Conrad Creek Trail. Creek again means a small stream or river, to meet glaciers, and camped in the high meadow by the side of Warm Lake. Camped here means he just set up his tent over there, stayed there for some time. That is camping. Okay, you know the meaning of camp. So, and camped in the high meadows by the side of Warm Lake. The next morning, I dived into the lake, means he started his swimming. He dived into the lake and swam across to the other shore and back, just as dog Copron used to do. Dog here, D-O-U-G. Dog Copron again is a name of a swimmer, so don't get confused over this word. Dog Copron is a name of a swimmer. Okay, so just as Dog Copron used to do, I shouted with joy, and Gilbert Peak, which is in Washington. All these places that has been mentioned in this paragraph, that have been mentioned in this paragraph, they are in Washington. Okay, so he says, I shouted with joy, and that Gilbert Peak, mountain peak, returned the echo. You must have watched in films and all that whenever the place is surrounded by mountains, whatever we speak loudly comes back to us. So that is echo. And then he says that I had conquered my fear of water. Now, the last paragraph is very important paragraph in the sense that simply one line is given from this paragraph and 6 mark question is asked students. So be very careful. He says that the experience had a deep meaning for me. Now, which experience is the poet talking about? The experience had a deep meaning for me. The experience that he had with that boy, that 18-year-old boy at the YMCA pool. So he says the experience had a deep meaning for me, as only those who have known stark terror, big terror, and conquered it can appreciate. He says the experience which he had could be appreciated by only those people who have undergone such type of experience in their life. This is what he is saying in the first 3 lines of the last paragraph. The experience had a deep meaning for me, as only those who have known stark terror, had conquered it, had won over it, they can appreciate. Underline this: in death there is peace, he says. Obviously nobody knows what happens after death, so he says in death there is peace. There is terror only in the fear of death. Again, underline this, students. There is terror only in the fear of death, as Roosevelt knew when he said, Roosevelt, I have already told you from in the beginning of the chapter, is one of the US presidents. So he says, Roosevelt knew when he said that all we have to fear is fear itself. In board examination also this line was given, that all you have to fear is fear itself. Elaborate, because the chapter itself elaborates that we have to be far away from fear. Means we do should not allow fear to overpower us, to hover over us, to be there always in our mind. This is what the author is saying, that we have to keep distance from fear. Now, there is terror only in the fear of death, as Roosevelt knew when he said that all we have to fear is fear itself. Now, when we have to fear is fear, means we have, when we have fear from fear. Try and understand this. Then what do we do, sorry, we simply stay away from fear, isn't it? See, take very easy example. If we have fear from fire, if we are working there in the kitchen near the gas stove, if we are lighting a candle, we have that fear of fire. So what do? We stay away from that in a very safe manner. Okay, we keep distance. Is that clear? So, similarly, the author is saying that President Roosevelt has said that all we have to fear is fear itself. If we do not allow that fear to overpower us, we can lead our life in a very nice way, and we can do whatever we want to do. Because The author says all we have to fear is fear itself, because I had experienced both the sensation of dying and the terror that fear of it can produce. Fear of it here means the terror of dying. So don't be confused in reference to context type of questions when you are given. Listen to it carefully, because author says that I had experienced, William Douglas had experienced both the sensation of dying and the terror that fear of dying can produce. Obviously, that in the pool, just remember all those efforts which he was making every time he was sinking. With all the energy he was left, he was trying to give an upward thrust so that he can come and float over the water, he can breathe some air. And every time he sank, so 3 4 times he did that. Why? Because he had that wit in his mind, the strategy in his mind, that only his effort could save his life. Though in the end he does not remember how he was taken out of that pool, but students, that battle of life and death in the deep end of the pool was very much experienced by him, not only that, remembered by him, and above all, that fear, that inherent fear that he had in his mind because of that incident, he tried to overcome with constant practice of swimming, hiring a trainer, then again going for swimming all alone in all different types of rivers and pools and rivers, water pools, and sea. And finally, he emerged as a victorious person. He conquered his fear. So says, because I had experienced both the sensation of dying and the terror, that fear of it. I have told you that it here means the sensation of uh, death can produce the will to live. Last line of this paragraph. He says the will to live somehow grew in intensity, in power. That will, thus, he has to live. That will, that determination grew in him, and at last I felt released. Released of what? Released of that fear of water. He says, at last I felt released, and then he says, I was free to walk the trails and climb the peaks and to brush aside fear, to remove aside fear, to brush aside fear. I was free to walk the trails. Yes, again, see, uh, trails is the path which their prints have been left by someone. Okay, here trails also mean any land, any piece of land or water body. So he was free to walk any kind of trail and climb the peaks, because now he was fully confident that he had won. Won against what? Against fear. Okay. So, students, now there are 2 mark questions in the windows that you have to do. These questions are very important because they appear in your board exams also. And 2 mark questions, students, I have already told you that please don't think that because you know the summary and you will be able to do that. It is not the case, because knowing summary is a different thing, and 2 mark question needs very precise answer. Okay, precise means whatever is asked, you hit the answer exactly in 30 to 40 words. And that is why many students, they lose marks in literature portion, because in 2 mark question they simply write whatever they know, recall, because they have read only the summary. Okay, so don't do that. See here, you will have 3 mark questions it's not much in number. Uh, it's this is here on your page. Yes, this is page number 27. See, these are the question. See, why is the misadventure? Yes. See the question, why is the misadventure that William Douglas speaks about? What is the misadventure that William Douglas speaks about? What were the series of emotions and fears that Douglas experienced when he was thrown into the pool? What plans did he make to come out of the surface? This I have already given you in the reference to context. Then, how did this experience affected him? Okay, these are the three questions that you have to be very particularly answer it, not in more than 40, say 45 words. Okay, though word limit is 30 to 40 only, right? And then on the last page you have this question again. Yes, yes. Why was Douglas determined to get over his fear of water? How did the instructor build a swimmer out of Douglas? See, this will be a 6 mark question, students. Okay, how did the instructor build a swimmer out of Douglas? And last question in this is, how did Douglas make sure that he conquer the old terror? Right. And again, in understanding the text, this 6 mark question, how did Douglas overcome his fear of water? Why does Douglas as an adult? Third question and second question. Second question is very, very important. Then third question, why does Douglas as an adult recount a childhood experience of terror and his conquering of it? What large meaning does he drawn from this experience? Right. So these are the questions that you have to do it if you are really very serious about your examination. Talking about the text, again, all we have to fear is fear itself. First question, this is your first question, though you have it comes in a very modified way. Don't get confused, right? This I will give you in my own words. So students, from my side, your chapter deep water is complete. I will give you MCQ questions based on this chapter, so that you come to know the details of the chapter. Okay, what you say is that you have to read between the lines, and I will give you MCQ questions with options. I will try to make one format so that you perform the quiz, you only will come to know about the score. So I don't have to upload your marks in the group, right? So it will be known to you privately, though I will come to know how many of you have performed it, and I have made a list how many of you are doing your homework in time and how many of you are not doing it. So be serious. See students, we do not know how long this will carry on. So when the teachers are saying something for your benefit, please follow. Okay. Okay, students.